Hi folks! Welcome to Living the Skye Life. If you're new here, I'm Willie.
And I'm Sarah. We're a musician and artist, and this channel is about our journey, escaping suburban life and moving to our dream home, a 200-year-old cottage on the Isle of Skye in the Scottish Highlands.
Along for the ride are our two crazy but adorable pups, Jack Spaniels and Nori.
Join us as we experience the highs and the lows of living in a remote corner of a wild Hebridean island.
This week, it's finally time, and I'm beyond excited to say Betty the boat is going back out on the water for the first time this season. But will all of our hard work on our renovations, improvements and upgrades pay off?
Plus, we continue with our kitchen makeover inside the cottage. But as usual, our plans get derailed and we end up starting a totally different job, tackling some toxic black mould as a matter of urgency.
That sounds ominous. But before we get started on any of this, we have an important schedule change announcement to make. From now on, a regular weekly video will be released at 8 p.m. on Wednesday evenings. Yup, no more videos on a Sunday. So our next video will be coming out on Wednesday the 14th of May at 8 p.m. UK time. Make sure you put that on your calendar, and please do subscribe to Living the Skye Life if you haven't already. This way you won't miss out on any of our new videos.
To find out why we're changing our release day and time, stick around to the end of this video.
And without further ado,
Join us as we continue.
Living the Skye Life. Here on Skye, winter is well and truly over, and spring has well and truly sprung. And to us that means a lot of things, but one of the most highly anticipated events is the beginning of boating season. Betty, our wee fishing boat, has lain dormant under her cover for winter, but since then I've done loads of work on her, getting her ready for the new season. So join us as we put Betty back in the water for many exciting adventures in the season ahead. But before that, let's take a wee tour of Betty's brand new improvements, renovations and upgrades. Where are we?
We're in the boat.
Why are we in the boat?
Because it's ready!
It's all finished. I'm so excited. We're going to put it in the water tomorrow. But first of all, let's have a look at what we've done. Let's have a look at what I've done. I've done quite a lot this year. Did a little bit last year as well, but I've done so much more this year. So the whole thing has been painted. Several coats of paint. We've got that really cool grippy paint on the floor so you don't fall over on the deck. This is the brand new anchoring system, which is a Bruce anchor, like this, with a chain. But the coolest part is, when you drop it down, you don't have to haul it back in because you use this. This is an Alderney ring, and this is a buoy, and the retrieval is with the buoy and Alderney ring. This slides down the line, and it actually pulls the anchor straight up the way. There's loads of stuff on YouTube about this, which is where I saw how to do it. But yeah, I can't show you right now because we're not at sea. But take my word for it, the buoy does all the work and then you just pull it in. It's nice and easy. So that's the first thing. We've got an anchor this year, so it's even safer. We've got flares, we've got a VHF radio, we've got life jackets, we've got an auxiliary engine, and now we've actually got the anchor as well. So that's pretty much all you can really do for safety at sea. Richard helped me with the new controls. It's got all brand new controls, all brand new gearing. It's going to be a totally different boat to drive this year. I'm so excited about it. Under here you'll find I made these two wooden hooks specifically for this, because this was always rattling about, wasn't it, Sarah? It was always just rattling about on the boat and there wasn't a specific place for it. So I actually made these from scratch and painted them exactly the same colour, and then glued them to the side. Down here underneath, which was just a dead area basically, I now have all my fishing rods on a proper rack. And again, they're glued to the side and then screwed into, because you can't screw into this. This is the actual hull, the fiberglass of the hull. So you have to use, it's called stick saw. You put the stick saw on the back of the boards and then you can screw into the boards, because you know how thick it is. You don't make the screws as long as the boards. This rail used to go all the way to the back. So when you got a lobster pot, you had to lift up the side of the boat and then over the top of the railing, and that was the worst part. Now, you can use the edge of the boat to support the pot. As you pull it over the side, it will be so much easier without having to lift it over a rail. To charge our batteries when it's on its mooring, we have this, which is a brand new solar panel. It's waterproof. It goes down there and you clip it onto your batteries, and whichever one you want, you can charge them one at a time. That's the battery for the bilge pump. I only charged that once in the whole season last time. You have to bring it back in. No more. Now you charge it when you're not using the boat. And it's got protection as well, so it can't overcharge and it can't backfeed as well. So that's just great. I made this mount here as well because I used to have one of those mounts that went up like that and down like that. It's a long shaft engine, but it was still just kissing the water, so it was like jumping out a bit. It's now about 5 inches lower, and it just made it with a piece of stuff that I found down there. It's this really thick nylon board. So it's really, really hard material. And I just bored holes in that, and then that's what's fitting the auxiliary motor now. So that's going to be much easier to use. So now, what else did I do? Oh yeah, last year we had this lazy line. But this year we're using it for the anchor as well. So the anchor will be clipped on at this side. It'll be thrown over the side and then you make a loop and then you attach this, and I'll show you more of this when we're out at sea. But this is a much easier way of doing it, I can assure you. These have all been spliced on, which I've just learned. They're not the neatest splices in the world, but they are right. I know that. I've checked them. So yeah, eye splices and a swivel. Oh man, it's going to be so much fun.
The biggest carabiner I've ever seen in my life.
I know, well, they have to be. The weight of the boat, I don't want it floating off. This here is the box. This is my fishing box. I've had this for years, but I didn't use it. I don't know why. But this year we're using it. We've got all the tools in here and all the fishing stuff as well. I put all these eyelets all the way around as well, so that it can be attached there. You just put a bungee around it and that stops it from moving around. And one more thing is we've got a drinks holder. Now, we were supplied with these cups, but we're not going to use them, are we?
Well, not today anyway.
Well, I mean, today we can, because it's, this is a celebration, so let's toast
the boat.
The boat and all the new, it's like a new, it literally just feels like a new boat. It's
yeah.
So weird.
I can't actually remember what the floor used to look like.
Red and scabby in about 3 different colours, and it had holes in it. Cheers, everyone.
Here's to Betty the boat and the 2025 season.
Absolutely. Cheers.
Cheers.
Talking about this season, we're really excited about this year because we're going to be going out in different places. We're not just going to keep it in the loch for the whole season this year. We're going to put it on the trailer. We're going to take it places, castle sites and exciting places like that.
Pubs.
Yeah, there's a pub that you can access only by boat. So we're definitely going to be going there. We're really excited about it.
Yeah, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. We're going to do a little bit of lobster potting and fishing at the start. Yeah. We need to get the boys used to the boat. Jack's been in it a few times, but Nori's never been in, not while it's been on the water anyway. So we need to get them used to the life jackets, used to the boat, and then we'll be able to take them on an adventure.
Yeah, that's great.
It's going to be chaos.
It is going to be chaos. Talking about chaos, let's start the engines.
Here goes nothing.
First turn. That's how it should work. So that's how the controls should work. You should turn the key once and it should start, and that's what I just did. I did warm it up earlier, but that was a few hours ago now, so I'm really chuffed about that. Let's try the auxiliary as well. What do you reckon, first or second pull?
I think 3.
3. Ready?
Mm-hmm. I stand corrected.
They work. They both work. First time. And that's because we've spent a lot of money and time and effort in making them run smoothly. So I'm very excited. Are you very excited?
I'm very excited.
Way!
You might remember that we were hoping to replace this missing piece of trim from our kitchen cabinets before we start painting them. Lots of you said to check in the loft to see if there were any leftover pieces from when the kitchen was installed. We did do this, however, the only spare trim we could find was for the top of the cabinets and none for the lower section. So, in true Skye Life fashion, we decided to improvise.
So you go in the shops, I'll have this done by the time you get back.
Excellent.
So yeah, I just need to mark that along there, and then I'll just get the ribs knot right along. And it's not as ornate as that, but to be honest with you, I don't mind that because I find that a wee bit twee, and there's nothing else repeated like that shape anywhere else in the kitchen. So if I just put plain ones in, because we can't find it anyway, so we may as well put something else in, and then that fills that gap, and then you're not bothered anymore.
It's all about keeping me happy at the end of the day.
Tell me about it.
No, I think it'll look good.
I think it looks fine. Plus, we have the materials, so they were in the loft. It's not going to cost us anything.
Well, let's just hope we never have to replace the skirting.
Well, I mean, if, cross that bridge.
Future problems.
Yeah. There she goes, folks. Taking it off herself. Getting involved.
You don't have to stand on tiptoes to do this.
Well, I'll do it, Tatty.
A nice shot of our mug collection.
Did you just say that was a mug shot? Nice.
Oh, I set you up for that one, didn't I?
That was a cross. I scored the goal. Right, Sarah's gone off to Portree with Nori. I'm here with Jack, who's probably sleeping in the living room, and I'm going to crack on with the job. I only have one board. I can't get any more. There was one at the loft in the same colour, and that's all we've got for now. So without having to buy more, yeah, I've just got to get it right first time. No pressure. Okay, so I've cut 3 of the 4 that I need to cut, but the last one's going to be a bit of a pest. So what I think I'll do is I'll put the others in place and then I'll cut it to size and then I can adjust it. I'll probably cut it slightly too large and then sand it down rather than cut it, properly the first time. Some of these cupboards have obviously sagged with the weight in them, so I'm going to have to put extra screws in to pull up the boards that I'm putting at the bottom so that they sit flush because they're both slightly at the bottom. It's not a big deal, it just means that I've got to use more screws, but I've got plenty of screws, so no bother, eh? Come up against a small problem. The small problem being that everything in this house is on the... we would normally say, but you really shouldn't say that on YouTube. Anyway, so everything is a bit wonky, and so this line here is off. That one over there, that one sort of bends down the way. This one bends up the way for some reason. And Richard did tell me this, because Richard put this kitchen in. He says everything you do in this kitchen, you have to measure about 8 times because everything's wonky and nothing is straight. So I think I've got a not bad fit going on here. I just need to sort of take this door off, I think, so I can get into there. So put a screw right in the corner, because I've got one here, but if I put one in there, that's going to pull it all together. So I'll do that next. So door, you're coming off. Didn't think this would be necessary, taking the doors off. But hey ho. At least it's only one, eh? I'm going to have to take that off as well. What on earth is going on there? Where did that... Oh, wait a minute, no. Took the wrong screw out. Tatty, put that one back in, that's holding the units together. We'll edit this bit out, folks. We don't make mistakes here and live in the Skye life. Except for most of the time. Right, that's not bad, considering. So what I think I need to do now is just slightly bend that back. The screws can bend a wee bit, I don't care. And then in here and in here will fill, because there's a tiny little gap there and also there. So I'll fill that with milliput and then I can sand that back before we put on the paint on the next job, and you won't see it, it'll just be completely smooth. I ain't a carpenter, I didn't get it absolutely spot on, but a millimetre out ain't too bad for a home job, eh? So I'll put the door back on now. I'll just fill in here now. It's just a tiny little gap, but it'll bother me and it'll bother Sarah even more, for sure. So I'll fill them in before she gets back, and that's that. So she's got her bit back. I hope she's happy. I'm happy. First up, we attached the boat trailer to the Land Rover and drove her down to the beach outside the cottage to begin the launch. Sarah's over there with the rope, and I've just been doing the final things on the boat, which is looking great. Let's have a look. There she is, Betty, going in for 2025. Couldn't have been a nicer day. There isn't a breath of wind, and she's all ready to rock. I just need to put that down actually, because that's how we'll be getting in when the tide comes in. All new bolts on that because they were corroded. Should all be ready to rock. I just need to get this Land Rover off the beach now. Hi, silhouette, nice. That's the new dinghy that I got for 50 quid. The Waveco, it's really good. I'm really chuffed with it. I think it's much better than the other one, and it actually fits in the boat as well. The other one's a wee bit longer, but that one's much wider and the tubes are much fatter, so there's a lot more air in there, which makes me feel good. Anyway, time to get back to the house and have some brekkie. So beautiful today. Bird song and sheep song. Okay, we're ready. It's all done, isn't it? It's ready for boat season 2025. We'll have to just get the landy off the beach now, eh?
Yep, and wait for some water.
And the water's a wee bit far away, like. I don't think it's going to float out there without water.
Not just yet. Yep, yeah. A couple of hours and the tide will come in and we'll come back down and set her off.
In the meantime, I'll have some breakfast, I reckon.
Hey, yeah.
Let's do that.
So it's the next day after Willie replaced the trim here on the cabinets, and he has done the milliput in the corners just to fill those gaps. They still need sanding, but we're going to do that just before we start sanding and painting the whole cabinet. I'm not 100% sold yet on whether they're going to work. They're a bit plainer than the old ones, and I quite liked the sort of carved style of the old ones, so not entirely sure if I'm going to be happy with them. And also the fact that none of the cupboard doors hang straight means that it looks kind of sugary and wonky. So hopefully we can maybe fix that when we take all the cabinet doors off to paint them. Hopefully we can make sure that they hang straight. I'm going to wait until we've sanded and painted them and see what they look like once the cabinets are done. But I'm not 100% sold yet. Watch this space. Don't watch it too closely for painting, because we found another job that needs doing in the meantime, always. This always happens in this cottage. I don't know if other people's houses are like this, but one job always seems to necessitate another one and another one and another one before you can finish them. So what we're actually working on at the moment is the sink surround. I think we did show this briefly in a previous video, but basically we've got wooden countertops in our kitchen, sort of butcher block style, and they're really lovely apart from the fact that this used to be a holiday let, and obviously they've not been taken care of in the way that they are supposed to. With wooden countertops, it's advised to sand back and re-oil them every year. Admittedly, we've not done them since we've been here, but it's kind of a big job because they haven't been done for so long that we were sort of putting it off until we did everything in the kitchen. And the area behind the taps, the water's just obviously been pouring into that area over the years, not been getting mopped up because it's been a holiday let, people who are staying here not necessarily taking care of it as they would do their own home, and it's become very damp, very mouldy, and there's lots of gaps appearing between the wooden slats. So we had varying different ideas of how we were going to deal with this, starting with just replacing all of the counters, getting completely new ones, which is obviously a big financial undertaking. And we also thought about ways of salvaging it. So maybe drying it out and putting tiles down, or maybe painting it in some kind of waterproof type paint. But we decided the other day that we really want to try and salvage the wood as much as possible. The wake-up call did actually come when a tiny plant started growing out of one of the cracks, because obviously a seed had gone down there and it started growing. That was really the time that we realised we needed to do something about this area of the sink. So yeah, we've cleaned away all the mould, we've bleached the wood as much as possible, gave it a bleach bath, and now we're trying to dry it out so we can fill the cracks and then sand it back, re-oil it, and hopefully it's going to look not as good as new, but as good as we can get it. started trying to dry out the wood, we realised that the tap was actually leaking. It's got a few moving parts, so yeah, there's definitely water coming out there, and that explains why there's such bad damp behind the tap. We've been really religious about mopping up any spills and splashes, but it's just been leaking without us really noticing, so that's why it's got so damp. So now we have to try and access the tap to fix that, maybe put some more washers in, maybe replace it, I'm not entirely sure, but basically that's the first in a long line of jobs before we can get the kitchen done. We want to sand and oil the counters before we do the cabinets, and we want to also paint the walls white before we do the cabinets, and do the cabinets last, so they're the last thing. There's always another job in this cottage. We're cleaning up the sink area, we're going to try and salvage this wooden butcher's block as much as possible, and hopefully make it look like a kitchen that we want to be in. Wish us luck!
After breakfast, and a wait for the tide to come in, Betty was afloat. The rope had attached to the trailer was now used to pull it back to shore, while Sarah held on to Betty to stop her floating away. Then I came back over in my waders to continue with the launch.
About time! I'm about ready to let go.
We towed our dinghy over to the mooring buoy to get us back to shore later. And don't worry, the water here was only waist deep. We always put life jackets on in deeper water. Got it! Time to try the new controls! They work! They work really quickly! I don't know how fast they were going to go, they're running. Yay! The new controls! Yeah, for now. Now Betty was in the water, we took the opportunity to go out to sea and throw in our lobster pots. Then we had to slow down to a stop when a pod of dolphins appeared from nowhere. Then it disappeared as quickly as they'd shown up. Back on with the pots mission.
Pot number 1, guys, of the season.
Pot number 1.
In a new location. Woo! Away!
That's good, I'm not used to these controls yet. They're like, whoa, hey! Party time!
Pot number 2.
Pot number 2. Right. Whoa! Right, go then.
Woo! 2.
Excellent. Right, let's get away from the This season we invested in a new anchoring system, so here we are giving it a quick test. And as you can see, it worked great, but more on that in a later video. In the meantime, just check out this view.
As always folks, thank you so much for watching our video. We really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please do leave us a like, a comment or subscribe if you don't already. It's free to do, helps our channel to grow, and you'll get notified when our new videos come out, which, as we've already mentioned, will now be on a Wednesday. And why we're going to start putting our videos out on a Wednesday? Well, it's something we've been thinking about for a little while, and there's a few reasons behind it, but most of all, we kind of want a Sunday night that's just chilled out. We always feel like we should be there answering comments and interacting with you guys, but we also want to chill out because it's a Sunday night and it's the end of the week.
It never really feels like a proper weekend because our videos come out on the evening on a Sunday. You know, the end of the night is like, well, let's check the comments, let's see if everyone's okay, let's see if anyone's written anything silly that we need to check out, things like that. So you never really sort of properly unwind, do you?
Yeah, so by putting them out on a Wednesday, we feel like that's going to work better for our working schedule, and we also feel like we're going to be more interactive with you guys when the video comes out, so we'll be able to answer your comments a bit better and not feel like we're missing out on our weekend.
Also, to be honest, there's a few channels doing similar things now, and they're all coming out on Sundays, so it's a bit of a sort of free-for-all on a Sunday evening now. And to be honest, we think it's maybe affecting our channel's growth. So what we're going to do is put it to a different time, middle of the week, something to look forward to in the middle of the week, instead of, you know, loads of videos on Sundays and then nothing at all in the middle of the week. This is a little lift for what they call hump day, I guess.
So the next one will be coming out in 3 days, Wednesday of this week coming, so you're not going to get a big break, you're going to get a new video really quickly, and from then on, once a week, every Wednesday at 8 PM.
UK time. We did put this to a poll with our patrons over on Patreon, and this is how they voted. It was almost 50%.
So we hope you like this change and it's not too difficult for you to adjust to, and we look forward to seeing your videos on Wednesday nights. Speaking of Patreon, if you want to join our amazing community over there, you can help us out every month, and in return you get lots of bonus content and you find out about new updates to our channel before everyone else.
Or if you just want to buy us a coffee or the dogs a wee treat, you can do so over on Ko-fi.
As usual, if you're interested in our creative endeavours, you can head across to Willie's Bandcamp page for his original music, like this.
These old walls saw 100 lights, from the days of old to these days of mine. I don't mind if the storm hits tonight, there's no reason to go outside.
Or you could go over to Sarah's Etsy store for our artworks, including these.
Our pages are in the video description
below. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you on Wednesday. Doesn't have to be in unison. Isn't it more natural that way? On Wednesday night, on Wednesday. Either works. See you on Wednesday anyway.
Yeah, see you then. Bye folks.
We're leaving our suburban life, moving over the sea to Skye. Are we chasing a dream? I guess in time we will see, when we're living the Skye life. Living the Skye life.
This is always the fun bit.
It's okay, we don't need lots of bloopers for this video.
Well, I'm not intentionally putting in bloopers, I'm just being myself. It's allowed.
You are a blooper.
I am a blooper. Blooper Willie, creator of unintentional bloopers and intentional occasionally. Under here is a brand new anchoring system.
Oh, do that again without dragging it.
Okay.
That doesn't want to stay open. As usual, if you want to help out...
If you're interested in that.
As usual, if you're interested in...
Interested in.
Thank you.
Stop, I don't even laugh. Right. Just keep filming.
This looks really easy. Here's to Betty in the 2025 season.
Yeah, the season, but also we're going to go on so many more adventures this year. We've got a new trailer, we got it last year.
We just chinked, we didn't drink.
Oh, right.
That's bad luck, bad luck.
Hooray!
Look, Mum, no hand.
Or you can go over to Sarah's Etsy store to look at her artworks and... why now I'm screwing it up. Or you can go over to Sarah's artwork. It's just
no,
so
hold on.
nice in here.
Hold on. I'm on cinematic, so I'm just filming myself in focus.
Oh, okay. Bifocals! Click here to subscribe to live in the Skye life.
Click here to go back to the start of our adventures with our very first episode.